Special music for a special Good Day Street Talk. Antoine Lewis reporting. Today we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. You're going to hear how Simon Ghraichy is placing his passion for Latin music at center stage a little bit later. And then from art to poetry, find out how Brooklyn Museum is shining the spotlight on Latino culture and how you can be a part of it. And then even still later, Mundo Vegan. We're going to hear how some of your favorite Latin dishes are actually going vegan. We're going to have a cooking demonstration right here in studio. But first, over 100 million records sold. Listen to this, 26 Grammy Awards. There is no doubt about it. The music of Gloria and Emilio Estefan has made its mark across the world, and now it's making its mark on the Great White Way. It's called On Your Feet. The story of Emilio and Gloria Estefan is coming to Broadway, and joining me now are Ana Villafaña. I get it right?
Villafaña, but it's all good. I'm not judging.
And Josh Segata?
Yeah. All
right. You are playing the iconic duo. Welcome to Good Day Street Talk. Mexican-Lebanese pianist Simon Ghraichy is making his own mark in music by mixing his Latino-American roots with a European style. He's also making his Carnegie Hall debut on October 15th. How exciting is that, Simon?
Very exciting. I'm really excited because it has always been like a childhood dream to be there, to be in Carnegie Hall as a pianist. You know, every kid, every boy dreams of Carnegie Hall.
It is the place.
Yes,
no, it is absolutely the place.
Of course.
When did you first realize, Simon, that you wanted to be a musician?
Well, since I was actually almost walking, because we had a piano at home in the living room, and I was kind of naturally pushed to the instrument, and I would go there and dabble on it and try to make a few sounds. And maybe I was 2 or 3 years old, and then my parents decided that I should
do something with
in
this.
front of the instrument and try to push this kid further with the music.
Now, was it classical that you were always drawn to, or when did you transition to the classics?
I was always trained as a classical musician, and that's my absolute love and passion. It's the classical repertoire, but of course the classical repertoire is also very wide, and well, there is the mainstream classical repertoire that everybody knows: Beethoven, Bach, Schumann, Chopin, Liszt, but also so many other composers hidden in some places in the world where it's up to us young musicians to go and discover them.
Now, that's interesting that you said that, because so often people will stick to like the ones you just, mentioned, those esteemed ones, but you dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
You go out and actually find ones that we may not be familiar with, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a kind of that's my own curiosity and my passion too, to discover these new composers that also are related to my roots, because many of them come from Latin America, and they will be all presented in my program in Carnegie Hall on the 15th of October.
So you're going to arrange, will it stick strictly classical, or are you going to be introducing a couple of other things as well?
No, it's purely classical. They're all classical intellectual composers based on the classical roots, on the classical way of composition, the classical harmonies, but very much inspired also of the Latin American popular culture, popular music, rhythms. Some of them could sound like hits from the 80s or the 90s, yet they're written in the 1860 or 1870, so a long time ago. That's really incredible to find. They were like jewels when I discovered them.
What is the most intimidating part of this whole process for you? Was it just learning something you didn't know, or trying to make it your own, trying to put your own imprint on something different, or are you paying respect to the music as you discovered it? It's
actually a combination of all three. It's very well resumed this way. I think it's partly the most difficult thing is to have the initiative to go and look for new things, because it's very easy just to stick to what everybody knows. But it's such a different job to go and look for different ones, for new things, for new composers, new music, and to share it also with new audiences. And of course, interpretation. What I do, playing with piano, is playing the score, but also adding my own taste, my own way of seeing this music, of feeling it, because also it's something that's running into my roots regarding these Latin American composers, because I was brought up listening, ranging from Thalia to Chucho Valdés.
Chucho Valdés, right.
So it's such a big palette that has to go all in the classical music I'm playing.
So October 15th, Carnegie Hall.
Absolutely.
Butterflies, nerves.
Lots of butterflies.
When you leave here, you'll be throwing stuff around like
No, I'm very excited. It's mostly and mainly emotion and joy. It's really my biggest joy to be here in the United States, also in New York. I often visit New York, but that's the first time. Let's say it's a very special visit because it's on such a high purpose. I also just had my 30th birthday in a marvelous city like New York, so I feel very lucky.
All right, well, it was so nice to meet you, Simon.
Nice to meet you too.
Boy, you've got some serious hair. That is some great hair. Good grief. That's some great hair. You take care of that, because then you'll end up with this. All right, coming up next, celebrating Latino heritage at the Brooklyn Museum. That and more when we come back.
Thanks.